for an elimination.
Ninth zone will be appearing shortly. The first moving zone of the match is Queasy. Opponent's danger, jumping right into his box, left at 15 HP. He has 2 medkits to recuperate it, but he needs to get out of this situation as the pressure does not slow down.
Yeah, the Thunderburst just doing so much damage. Even the Nemesis being in on those builds, but 15 HP. Queasy just trying to get out, but there's still pressure for so many duos, so many angles. Top 19 is where Queasy and Thomas will go down in game 1. Hopefully that motivates them to keep going. Noah, Aqua, they're going to be the first team here on the high ground. Can they hold on to it? Because we see ninth zone for some. It might be too early because we know there's a duo or even a solo at the low ground planning to try to overtake this at the perfect moment.
We know how much Aqua likes to play on the high ground with 3 elims already. Holding it from the first zone can be a risky move, but at the same time, first match grand finals, so many resources have been used from these duos just trying to get enough damage and make it into zone. It could be enough for them to hold on to it. Resin now, huge impact there, recuperating the materials. 2 elims on the board total, but you can see they need to stay together on this rotate.
Yeah, it wasn't a ton, but those Siphon mats are getting him from point A to point B, allowing him to pop the big pot, get his shields back. Cammy by himself, but luckily for them, out of the duo, he's the one that typically does carry the HP heals. Top 16, still got more points to gather and doing a good job of staying ahead of the game. Sees the zone, going up the mountain. He's trying to beat every team there as Pink and Vico went down to Pablo, who lost his teammate Bevies early on in this game.
Yanis, Flixie, favorites for today's competition as they go ahead with the grapple blade, making sure to stay together, but you gotta be careful. It is Cammy close by. Do they know that it's a solo as they continue to tarp ahead of zone?
Yeah, Yanis, Flixie trying to make their way in from Cash Cup first place to first game of the FNCS, willing to break that curse and make it so, but Video gets down along the way. Reason stuck by himself, and he's doing a fantastic job moving through these builds, almost unseen.
Last medkit now being put to good use, seeing if he can find a rotate here. He is going to be on the backside, so we'll have more options on how to rotate in. Malabuka in a similar situation. No medkit though. No Flowberry Fizz. He has that momentum boost from popping it, but it's only going to last so long as now Vanyak, Sined, they're going for height.
This is their chance, but they immediately get stuffed and shut down. He even knocked as Noah and Aqua, they're able to solidify it and keep a hold of that high ground for now. But he runs into Pablo, but same song, different dance. He goes ahead and gets another elimination, bringing their total of 6.
Another one on the books as Malabuka goes down as well. Flixie now left as a solo. He is going to be forced to pop a medkit in zone.
This is his chance, though. Placement points for consistency on that leaderboard with his teammate going down. Sined trying to do the same thing as Aqua and Noah on the high ground, putting down an immense amount of pressure. Dioxy and Cade, 7 eliminations. They're looking like some of the most healthy team in this lobby outside of the high ground.
11 players up, 8 duos. Noah does not have any medkits in his inventory. Does Aqua have some if they want to play the heal off? But it looks like they might not even have to. So much pressure is being put on second height on the players. Waterfalling down this mountain as the chaos now below is increasing.
Yeah, Arian down there by himself as well. The probably one's putting the pressure on Dioxy and Cade. He's going to be able to go ahead and make more space so that way he has more room to work with. Nobody's really taking note. He's that meat in the middle. Bottom layer, though, now trying to chop it down into the palm of their hands. 3-team FNCS final for game 1. Aqua, Noah, they lose high ground at the worst possible moment. Noah goes down. Cade gets dropped. It's all up to Loki, who gets another elimination, bringing it down to a 1v1, but he doesn't have heals. It's all up to Aqua. He's going back in with 1 flopper left. He's going to use it, ready to fight it, but he goes down. Loki takes down Aqua and takes game 1. The open qualifiers to the semifinals into this stage here that we saw in game 1. You hold on to it too soon, a team will more than likely at least try to battle you for it.
I mean, it worked out for Aqua and Noah in game 1. Got them all the way to second place before they had to take that engagement. Issue was for Aqua and Noah, all they had was 1 flopper, no medkits, and on the contrary, I believe I did see 3 medkits in one of the inventories up there in the clouds, so hopefully they can hold on as all they'll need is materials. And now, ninth zone, first moving, commencing.
Yeah, majority of the lobby having a far pull. Flixie taking some shots, but not anything to get scared about. Vico, Pink, they have different plans in mind, trying to get to the box. Artskill stuck by himself, unable to really land the damage for the elimination, but I love the aggression coming out of Vico and Pink when they need it most. They cannot run out of material. Vidil, Reason in a similar spot, but they've got themselves space and time to pop the medkits. It's the shields that they're lacking, though.
Does Resin have a Flowberry Fizz? I see him take it out now.
Yes.
It's gonna be enough to recuperate a bit of shield, even give them that boost to continue rotating through. They're above, they're getting healthier. They have a couple eliminations and a good amount of materials. You can see now as the tarps continue, so does the pressure. Queasy knocked down. It's all up to Thomas now.
He snatched that medallion at the last second, and on the receiving end of the Mythic Frenzy, all but just a sliver of HP, but he gets forced back to the zone. That's where Thomas is going to get credit for that knock, and you see him going back, trying to get the materials, maxed up on loot as well. He's definitely cementing himself to have a big game here as a solo.
Oh, 3 medkits for Thomas HD, full materials. This is what he needs to continue forwards. He can even play the heal off if he's able to make it far enough. 17 duos are up, 30 players.
Multiple medallions as well. The list of things that are going right for Thomas, other than him being a solo, is there. Nebs and iDrop trying to break to the back of the zone, the back of the box. They get confused momentarily as iDrop takes a huge amount of damage trying to make his way in. This is where they're going to stagger themselves. Flowberry Fizz, and they hop their way to the front side of the zone.
Still on high ground. I believe it's Swizzy Putrik. They've been maintaining it, but iDrop Nebs, their second height, as the pressure from above is gonna be raining down shortly. The zone pulling over water. Tace and Veno close to second as Thomas is still going strong.
Yep, he's looking probably the toughest solo player here, even separating himself from everybody else. Veno, Tace, and make a shot at the high ground. It drops down and it turns on its side. They're the ones who went in for the elimination. Veno stuck to the outside of the zone, 15 HP, running out of builds, but finds a huge blind fire with the Reaper, unable to get the knock, but he's still trying to chase that elimination as he runs out of builds.
Just 15 HP, and it's gonna be the one shot to take him out. Vico now left as a solo as well, gone down, eliminated. It's Thomas HD. He's still going.
This is a solo that everybody knows that can put up some big points. 6 eliminations by himself, 8 as a team. A 9th's gonna be found as Lunex goes down, but Monier is trying to save the day. Swizzy towards the outside as well. There's where all Thomas's loot is gonna go, to the Wedge side as he gets pressured from the high ground.
Winnable for Thomas HD. He has 3 medkits. He can play the heal off. All he needs to do is stay up until that last zone. With 8 or 7 eliminations to his lane, he is on fire.
Yeah, everybody here is solos but one team, and it might be the high ground team. This could be a great chance for Thomas to win this game. Taking a tick in the zone, that's going to allow him to start the heal off just a second earlier as iDrop's trying to creep around below. Thomas spots him out, makes him run into the next box. This is where everybody's getting closer and closer together, running out of time here at the end.
Huge for Thomas HD. That's 8, but he gets dropped. He gets eliminated. The medkits go to iDrop. It's now 2 duos up, 2 versus 1. Will iDrop have the space to pop the medkit? Yanis, Flixie taking shots, taking the elimination, and getting the VR for game 2.
During the qualification, they were pretty consistent towards the top of the leaderboard, doing what they do best. Yanis still under pressure, 46 below, and that pressure just gets even more difficult to work with now that he's on the rotation, trying to find a spot in towards the zone. Ultimate low ground with still some damage to go, but he does have the Flowberry Fizz, does have some medkits, so he could try to heal this one out.
39 players, 22 duos in the water. Don't drown here, Yanis. You have to find something. 2 medkits could help him last a little longer, but with Storm Surge ticking, you have to be careful. 72 HP, medkit gets popped, and the pressure continues from the players below. Forced to cancel the medkit, build up a little more. He has a bit of wood, but with the shots coming through, I don't know if it's going to be enough time.
Still 58 below. First of the 2 medkits are going to come out. Still need a few players to go down before he's safe to Storm Surge, and almost means the second one being used rather quickly. He has to rotate. 149. Teeny's there. This is his opportunity to try to get some shots now that he has some elevation and he can look back towards the zone. No real opportunities to be found for Yanis. But so Cammy ends up in his line of sight. Shimoki as well almost became a target. Blessing in disguise for Yanis, but he's still below the threshold.
Now, Grapple Blade put to good use. He finds an option, but it's too risky as Giannis now just 6 builds left. Impact is needed. Crucial as he's put into panic. 50 below. Surge will start ticking shortly. If he's unable to do more damage, he sees Reason below. He sees all these players flying through the sky, but it's going to be 68 damage. 18 now is all he needs.
Barely is able to get above. A couple of shots like that is going to give him a little bit more room in terms of comfortability before he goes to the front side yet again. Doing wonders here as a solo, but a refresh is going to have to come through. Out of materials, out of resources. Voko's Vortexers, first one's on the high ground, but Vidil on that mid layer. He could be the one along with Reason to try to take over that high ground.
Giannis taken out. Cammy still staying strong as a solo. 63 builds to work with. Medkit, Mythic, Flowberry has everything to continue clutching.
This could be his opportunity, but time is slowly but surely running out. Reckless Railways give him a little bit of separation with those builds that are already there. Reason, Vidil still battling for that high ground, but a lot of damage has been taken. They're going to get pushed further and further down low thanks to Vortexers and Voko.
Could this be it? Will they want to go for the high ground? Vortexes and Volko holding strong, but for how long? As there's only 7 builds left for Volko. Chop down now. Opportunity arises for their opponents as they build up. It's Axe Force looking to take it.
That was his chance. Roban's there to back him up. Volko doesn't have any builds. He cannot keep getting up higher and higher. He's going to have to let the fight come down to him, and that's exactly what came through. Vortexers did a good job of battling both Axe Force and Roban down, and even elimination happening to the backside of zone, but he wasn't able to get the mats. He's out of mats and out of time.
Cammy still up though. 4 elims to his name now. 18 builds as he continues to clutch as a solo, but boom, eliminated. Vidil, 5 on the board. Reason knocked down.
That's the med kits that he was able to found, and immediately starts putting them to work, trying to stagger himself back, get a couple more placement points. Vortex's Voko, they had high ground, and they're doing a good job of holding on to it, but both of them are weak. Slivers of HP, only shield to get passed around.
Ping, 1 shot away from securing an elimination. He does it. No medkit picked up though as he's continuing to build out. Mats are running low. It is a full duo down below. It is a full duo up above. The 2 versus 2 as Volko gets cracked.
That is a big shot, but Mixon goes down. It's all up to pings. No HP, no builds. Grapple blading to hide, but it's not enough. A huge shutdown for Vortexers and Voko to take game 3.
Chapik's up above. Will the history of these matches continue today? The high ground dominance from the first moving zone all the way to the last one.
This would be the time, Takata. This would be the time to try to take that high ground. We still have to be careful because there are some late high ground retakes that we have seen throughout the qualification process. Long rotation for everybody involved. Max pull, Weed, Shimoki trying to stagger themselves back and find elimination. They see a weak to Buell and they try to go in, but 11 below the damage threshold. They cannot get greedy and over-focus on one thing. Shimoki finally backs up. That was Darky, and Dark is trying to break into the box, and finally when they're ready to rotate, they're 8 below the damage threshold.
Fizz comes through. Mobility granted. Now rotation has to continue. 11 below, just 1 quick shot. Even with the frenzy, Azure in the sky could be enough. Veno though, Tayson bumping up their elim counter to 4. As now they need to rotate. Tayson though, low on HP. They have the heals, but do they have the time? It's Noms and Cringe now who've taken height.
Yep, and they taken down Queasy and Thomas to start the game off. Might as well take the game after that, as Veno Tayson feeling a little bit of the pressure throughout the first couple of games. It hasn't necessarily went their way, but better late than never, I always say. And this is their chance to really rise up that leaderboard with a well-placed game.
Reason Vidil, 6 on the board. They're on fire currently. They just need to continue the momentum. They have the materials. They have the loot. With pressure being applied from above, they're able to get ahead, building up now, closer and closer to second height. What's their game plan?
Yep, they're already in first place, or at least up top side of the leaderboard. They can go ahead and steal it away convincingly with a well-placed game, especially with Cade and Diox already out. Veno still trying to go ahead and make a high ground play for himself. They chop it down, and this is their chance to not only take it, but hold on to it to the very end.
Can they maintain it is the question as the aggression continues from the players below. Vadil now with another elimination. That's 3 medkits as well in the inventory.
Skydune's gonna get taken down. 4 more points for them, but the Kings on top of the castle, they can hold on to it. CZB, he's traveling through as a solo. Malibuka's still alive, making his way through as well. So many teams trying to have a stand here in the first game of halftime, game 4 on the day.
Chemistry at an all-time high in this match with all the duos that are currently up. Merstash and Malibuka interested in what's happening in the clouds. Do they see an option? Do they see an opportunity? It's also Fadil and Reason with the same idea.
Multiple teams looking up and trying to make high ground a focal point of their strategy, but they get tagged up back. Tace and Veno putting pressure down, not wanting to let it go easy, but the persistence is there. They're gonna have to drop down eventually.
Running low on materials now. They're gonna look for those impacts. Merstash and Malibuka, they have the advantage being a duo, but can they find the solos?
Oh, no.
Gets dropped down. He's taken out. Malibuka is now one of them.
It was gonna be a trade. Vortexers gets chopped as well. Voco gets taken down, so it's all up to Malibuka by himself to see if he can clutch up. A few solos still left in the game.
Veno from above taking shots. He needs to find the win condition here. No medkits in the inventory as Malibuka continues holding on. He has that medkit in hand as CZB, Pablo Bevi's all in the dirt. Brawl.
That's the only team that's a full duo at the low ground. That's Pablo, that's Bevi's. Veno, he's trying to make a play. Flowberry Fizz coming out. He drops from above. It's not going to be enough. He gets taken down by Bevi's, who leave it up into a 3-player battle royal here for the end game. And 2 of the 3 teams are healing off backside of zone.
Question is, who has the most heals? Darkest, Malibuka, both. The clock's ticking. Dark is forced to move. Malibuka gets the elim. No more medkits left. It's Pablo. It's Bevi's that take the win.
That is a huge win for Pablo and Bevi's. He's using what he can. A leftover ramp. Recycling. He's going green today.
Do they know? Just 7 builds. If the shots go on, he won't be able to handle much pressure as Tayson and Veno, after chopping down Queasy and Thomas, now are looking to be the ones to hold on to height. They have the damage. They have the materials, even a med kit in Veno's inventory. This could give them the win condition.
Yeah, 1 med kit usually just doesn't seem like enough, but the way these games have been going, very, very few heal-off opportunities. Even in that last game when it came to fruition, Pablo and Bevi's are still able to come out on top without a single heal in their inventory. As Reason still trying to go through unnoticed. Luckily for him, the zone does pull back, but it's a blessing of its own, a curse in other ways, because all these teams are going to rotate, go right on over and bypass him, so he has to be careful with the minimal builds he has left.
Shots come through. Is it enough to put him above? It's not. 59 below still. Gonna be forced to medkit early here. No grapple blade. No crash pads in the inventory. Resin now has to walk towards zone. Medkit about to be used. No more heals. No more mobility. Just 3 more builds. He needs an elimination.
Yeah, take note. He's staggering himself, playing careful, looking around these corners, not wanting to get caught off guard, but in fact do the opposite, catch somebody else off guard. Changing layers, trying to make the right move because I don't think anybody's noticed him just yet. And he's sneaking up onto Queasy and Thomas. He can figure out a way to get in those builds, but I do think he has no choice but to kind of go around them instead of through. And there's going to be his opportunity, and the last of his builds going to be used.
Another duo close by. He needs to find a solo. Those are the best odds for getting that elimination, but Reason gets knocked down. Pablo Bevi's wanting to make a back-to-back. 4 elims already. Solid layer continuing to stay ahead.
They were 31 points to start this game ahead of second place, and still so many placement points on the board to be grabbed. Tayson has the high ground. Thomas, Queasy, they're doing fine on the low, staying ahead of everybody else and building full on tarps just to try to make sure that this water that they're traveling over is going to be little to no worry.
Players who are running out of materials are dropping down in the water now as Veno's high ground is getting contested. Is Tayson going to be able to hold on strong? No, it's Shakeoff. It's Skydude who've taken it.
Yep, and it doesn't look like Queasy is going to be able to look back and kind of target it just yet. Veno can't do it either. Tayson and him, they just go to the front side of the zone. They still have the grapple blades and the flowberry fizz, so getting up this mountain isn't going to be too much of a worry for them, but they still want to target that high ground. They don't want to let this victory royale go for free, and now they target it towards the back. Nice shots by Veno, but he loses Tayson along the way. It continues as he has one more player in his line of sight. That player is going to get knocked, and a double elimination coming through for Veno.
3 medkits, forced to start to heal off early, has the grapple blade to continue and get back up the ridge, but it's Malabuka. Queasy's been knocked down. Merstash up on the high ground. Thomas as well, popping the heal off. Everybody is doing it early.
It's his chance, but he's getting targeted. Heal off is going to get canceled. He gets taken down overall. Merstash gets dropped, leaving Malabuka by himself. But this is something we've seen Malabuka throughout this FNCS, his ability to solo clutch.
He needs the medkits, though. He needs to find some heals. So many players are still down below. He's looking for these options. Where are the heals? Where are the medkits? Does he just go for the engagement as this one duo down below, still up and healthy? Mixin, though, in the zone. Malabuka taking shots as now he goes up for the shot, unable to connect it, holding on just 4 more builds.
He does a good job of blocking off Mixin, feeding him to the wolves on the low ground. Chari Gira, 6 eliminations so far, but Malabuka not going down without a fight. He tries to go ahead and slingshot his way back into the zone, but gets denied entry. There goes a big game for Giris and Chari. To take away first place, there's still plenty of placement points on the board overall, and a nice shot like that, Skvi's gonna get dropped down to a sliver of HP, and there's a whole nother team that see he's weak down there. 275, Thomas does it again, said he was the best sniper in the game, and that is why.
Is he the best? As now they're forced to tarp ahead. Do they want to continue holding the high ground? Ninth zone, 25 seconds left of the deal, and Reason are choosing to rotate along the side. But look at that, directly into Belusi's box. 2 quick elims.
Oh, but there's still more. Vidil goes down. Reason forced to kind of tunnel towards the backside of the zone. The pressure is definitely on, but he's finding a way to survive. Just a crevice, a nook, a cranny on the side of the mountain, while all other teams are still battling all out to try to get eliminations.
Queasy staying ahead while Thomas now connecting. So far, so good in terms of the high ground. Reason, though, he's lost his duo partner. Vidil is down. He does have that med kit to recuperate the HP and play slow, but what he does not have are materials.
Yeah, running out even with the find that he was able to have early on. It all gets shut down. Wouldn't say first place is wildly up for grabs, but it definitely has a chance for somebody to overtake, including Veno and Tayson. Started this game in 7th place. Each and every time they play, they've been getting better, adapting on the fly, and this could be their chance to finally take that first place.
Queasy Thomas need to apply pressure onto Veno and Tayson. They know they're second high, but the snipe shot connected by Veno. Now, with the advantage, pushing up for the clouds. They want this high ground. They want this win condition. But as the risk factor increases, they drop down, and Thomas and Queasy are forced to go below as well. But Thomas gets taken out. It's Veno. Huge snipe. Now, retook high ground.
He's definitely putting respect on his name in the sniper game. He said, what? He's the best sniper? Nah. Not only gets the sniper, gets the high ground, and a chance to solidify the game now that him and Tayson are taking over.
Queasy alone. He does have a decent amount of materials, but he cannot play second height. The pressure's going to be on him as he slowly drops down below, but he has to find that layer where there's no duos, there's no solos close by. Gets a knock, though. It's on Pablo. This could be a huge impact.
Yep, now he's going to get even more mats to work with. Floor getting edited. Queasy quickly thinks he gets out, but he does it yet again. I think that was another sniper on a player towards the sky, but doesn't matter. He's putting on a show. Queasy stuck by himself. Medallion doing the work to try to get his shield back on up, but he cannot wait. He doesn't have the luxury. Too many teams all around.
No medkit, just 1 tick away in Storm. It's going to lead to Queasy's demise here. He's going to have to stay ahead as now gets boxed up with an opponent. Looks like he might have secured the knock, but he doesn't have time to get the finish. He cannot play in zone here. He has no heals. He has no medkit as he continues in the dirt.
Yeah, he's barely going underneath. He's trying to make sure if anybody drops, he has that perfect opportunity. No builds. Giri's Chari on the other side. Kiduo even pops into the mix. Queasy lands that first shot, and he's trying to go around. He doesn't want to get stuck as the sandwich in the middle.
Looking for that one shot. The frenzy. Is it going to be enough damage? It's not. Kiduo, hammer pump, elimination. Tayson Veno looking to secure the win condition.
And this is the same position a few seasons ago as Hari's trying to break in. He does, gets that elimination, bringing it down to a 2v2 situation. Veno and Tayson, they had the high ground, but now it's gone on over. Hari's goes down. He's the first one dropped. 2v1. Veno and Tayson versus Giris, who's already started the heal off the backside of the zone.
How How many medkits does he have? That's what's on my mind as Tayson begins the hunt. Benno trying to outlive his opponent. Who is going to be able to stay up longer?
It's all about the medkits. Venno has none. Geary's trying to make his way to the front side of the zone. It doesn't get a chance. Venno and Tayson overtake high ground at the perfect moment. Well-placed snipe, and they steal away Game 6 of the FNCS Finals.
Because actually, I'm interested to see where Tayson is. Because there was an interesting theory that you had, or you pointed out to me, Mini Miner, about the fact that Tayson, when he was with Merstash this time last year, he was 7th at the end of day 1, and they actually managed to take that one in what was a thrilling finale. But he's not in number 7 anymore. So I guess we have to strike.
He's number 2.
He's in number 2. Is this a good thing or is it a bad thing, Mini?
30